Hey guys, so today's gonna be a little bit different. I'm gonna show you how to make these rustic blue bottles, and it's gonna be tons of fun. So keep on watching if you are interested. So I recommend that you choose a glass bottle that has a lot of embossed designs on it. So as you can see, this has like grooves going down the sides. It's got a little design above that label. This is gonna look better when you start to sand the paint off of the bottle and the darker side is gonna show through. And you're gonna wanna take the stickers off of the bottle. I used peanut butter and soap and water. Now, because my bottle isn't empty, I'm just going to pour the remaining liquor into a glass container. So what you're going to want to use is a charcoal gray spray paint you can get at any home hardware store. You're going to want to spray an even layer on your clean glass and let it dry for a couple hours. So I'm going to use Plaster Paris next to make some chalk paint. You're more than welcome to just buy chalk paint from the brand Annie Sloan, but I know that her paints are super expensive. You can buy this carton for about $4 and mix it yourself. You're going to want to use about a tablespoon to 2 tablespoons depending on how much you want to paint. But since I'm only painting like 2 bottles, I'm going to use a tablespoon and a half, but I still ended up with a lot of paint left over. So next you're going to want to use some warm water and mix it into your plaster. I used a little bit too much water, so just be careful and just pour in just enough to cover the plaster and melt it down so you won't have any chunks. So once your plaster mixture has liquefied, pour in some of your paint and play this by ear. Because I poured way too much water, I had to use more paint and a little bit more plaster. The consistency that you're looking for is like paint, just a little bit thicker maybe, and you should be good. Sweet, so it's paint time. This part is pretty self-explanatory. Just cover all of the charcoal gray spray paint and let the second coat completely dry before moving on to the next step. And this is what it should look like when it's completely dry. Because it's chalk paint, it should be pretty dusty and matte looking. Next, you're going to want to use this sanding block. You should get it around a medium coarse grittiness. I don't even know what it's called. But you're going to want to take this sanding block and lightly scratch at the embossed designs on the bottle and expose some of that gray spray paint. Now, how much you want to sand is up to you. It's all in personal preference. If you want it to look really aged, really distressed, then keep on sanding. And if you don't want it to look way too distressed, then stop right about here, maybe. I don't know. But it's up to you. So once you're completely satisfied with the amount of distressedness in your bottle, you're going to want to seal in that chalk paint with some dark wax. Now my store didn't have any dark wax, so I decided to make my own, and all you need is regular finishing wax, which looks like this, and you melt it down into a separate glass bottle or jar, and once it's completely melted, stir in some black wood stain, and once it's completely dry, it will look like this. Ta-da! Your own dark wax. What do you know? Now what you're going to want to do with this dark wax is grab a cloth, stick that cloth right in there, and rub it onto your bottle. Make sure to cover all of the chalk paint. I would rub the dark wax in one direction. It will leave some streaks, but that will add to your distressed look. For those of you who are going to attempt this project, I highly recommend that you use a Crown Royal bottle. I unfortunately could not get my hands on one, and I wasn't going to go out and spend $40 just to have it, but I'm just going to wait it out until someone drinks one up, and I will post pictures when that day happens. Just want to quickly show you guys the second bottle that I did. I used an amaretto bottle. I'm not really sure if you guys even care to see it, but just throwing it in there just in case anybody was wondering. And I highly recommend that you wear gloves if you're doing the dark wax, or at least if you've made your own and put very little at the bottom of the jar. Alright, so I'm all done, and this is the end product. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel. I will be posting some more DIY videos, and if you'd like, you can follow me on Instagram. Thanks for watching, guys.